First blood.
Video, we are going to check out the new game mode, which is the Blitzkrieg or the Battle Royale. So go to time limited, then click on join. Now you have two options for the game mode. You can go in as a solo player or you can go in a team of 5 or less. Now before you can enter the game mode, you need to select two classes that you prefer once you're inside the game mode. So these are the skills. The one I'm pointing at would be the skills you can activate inside the game. If you choose to select Vanguard, you can activate Unyielding, which will give you a 10 seconds damage reduction. Now if you go as a gunsmith, once you activate Rapid Fire, you can increase your damage by 20% and attack speed by 15% for 10 seconds. Now if you go for Stealth or Assassin, you can increase your magic damage by 30%. You can just read the description. And for Cleric, the Healing Ray, or the Medic, the Healing Ray, which will heal you for 500 points for 8 seconds. So these are the skills that you can use inside the game if this is the class that you select. So for this mode, I'm going to select Gunsmith and Assassin. I'm going to click on Confirm, and I'm going to go play solo. Okay, so once you're on the waiting area, you need to select your best class or the class that you prefer. So in this mode, I've selected Assassin in order to go inside. So on this selection, that would be your final class before entering the Battle Royale map. So once you're on the training area, there would be a few seconds before you can go in. You just need to wait from 30 to 60 seconds. Afterwards, you can go in. Now, what I wanted to show you is that depending on the location where you land, you can actually get lucky or very, very unlucky. If you're lucky enough, you can land on a map or a location in the map wherein you can get a large equipment supply box. That would be the rectangular boxes. Now, that would contain orange equipment such as weapons with good skills and armors with good options. As you can see here, I'm opening a large supply box for equipment and armors. And I was lucky enough to get a good weapon and a good armor as well. And I was also able to get the consumable one-time use skill, which is the orange skill that you can see beside the other skills available. So one of the things that you need to take note, the small square boxes are mostly for consumable items or consumable skills. The large rectangular boxes would be for equipment and armor items. So if you first land on the map, the first thing that you need to do would be to open a rectangular box or an equipment armor box. This would help you immediately defend yourself and immediately try to kill an enemy who gets close to you. And as you can see, having an advantage in equipping a large or an orange item is definitely a good thing. As you can see here, the enemy has no defense at all with the equipment that I have currently on, and he is taking a high damage. So those are the things that you need to take note of. Now, however, on this part of the video, I would want to show you that skills and equipment plays a very good role here. The 90% it's equipment based and 10% would be how you utilize your skills. So I'm killing the enemy and I'm trying to loot. So this is one of the best lessons that you need to know as well. While you're looting, make sure to check your surroundings as you can encounter an enemy with the similar items that you have. So if you see here, I attacked the enemy and the damage was actually quite similar. The only disadvantage I encountered was I was not able to activate my class specific skill. When the other person activated her skill or his skill for the gunslinger or for whatever class he was using, he was immediately able to boost his attack speed and critical damage. Now this is another example of having a good equipment. You can easily defeat enemies of the same level. Of course, we're all the same level here, but you can definitely defeat enemies with a lower type of equipment. He has blue equipments on and I have purple equipments on, and the advantage is very clear. One thing that you need to take note of is do not take too long in looting equipments. You don't need them. If you see a lot of equipments but it's blue, you already have purple, just leave it be. Just pick up the consumables that you need, leave and go to a different map or try to look for a different enemy if you want. By the way, different equipment have different options as I mentioned earlier. So some have the chance to actually freeze you, some has the chance to actually stun you. So that would depend on the type of equipment that you pick up. But equipments that are available on the map will automatically be equipped if they have higher damage. But if you have a specific option that you want, you can definitely switch by opening up your bag. You can also use some equipment or some consumables while attacking. Those consumables are the direct consumables that doesn't have a cooldown period in order to use them. One thing you also need to take notice is I was actually still picking up items while the gas was already way behind me. This was the first wave of the circle. I thought the damage would be very low. I was wrong. The damage was high. The DOT was fast. And I instantly died within a few seconds. Now on this part, this would be the best first win I've ever had. So enjoy the video, and once again, thanks for watching. Try to finish the video. If you did like it, subscribe, like, and leave a comment.